The past two videos have looked at the ways that events or ideas are constructed through their representations in the media, from issues of police brutality to government surveillance. But it is only by identifying the ideological structures behind these issues that we can begin to adequately critique and dismantle them. When President Trump says this,
do you think Islam is at war with the West?
I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred there. There's a tremendous hatred. We have to get to the bottom of it. There is an unbelievable hatred of us.
In Islam itself?
You're going to have to figure that out.
It is easy to condemn his words as Islamophobic and stop there. But this avoids the intersectional power structures behind them, namely EuroWhite Supremacy and Christendom. These institutional structures have shaped U.S. history for hundreds of years. In this sense, the culture of fear enabled by media representations following the declaration of the War on Terror has fed these structures. By representing terrorism as a label pertaining specifically to Muslims and people of color, this use of language fuels the power of Euro-white supremacy in Christendom. It is drawn from the same ideology that views white Christians as real Americans, and anyone else as somehow less, and has been used to justify discriminatory treatment in law enforcement, surveillance, and U.S. policy. Let's take a look at the Patriot Act again, specifically Section 412, which permits indefinite detention of immigrants. Indefinite detention is defined as the incarceration of an arrested person by a national government or law enforcement agency without trial. Thousands of immigrants sleep in county jails, federal incarceration centers, and privately run prison facilities in the United States each night. The large majority of them have been incarcerated without any hearing and have no way of knowing when their detention will end. Why is this not represented in the media? The driving force behind these representations is the veneration of corporate interests that accompanies capitalism. Tracing the flow of the money, we see it as corporations that determine what gets represented in the mainstream media. We see their power in the hundreds of billions of dollars spent on defense and surveillance, on military interventions and invasions. These are political acts with the single-minded goal of economic expansion and growth to fuel corporate greed.
Do you understand? I am capitalism. Racism is my son. Gentrification is his sister. The jail system is my illegitimate daughter, and public schools are my badass grandkids. Can't you see? All of your oppression is related back to me. I'm the king in this bitch, and I'm so slick with this shit, I got you thinking you only work for what you need. My blood is made of envy. I breathe death into your greed. You are a slave to me. Bow down. Get this money. Sell your soul. Here's a nickel and a dime. Turn that shit into gold. Become cold, ruthless, destroy any worthless human being you have to. You worship me because I control everything.
We created these structures. We maintain them. But we can also work against them by actively challenging their representations and ideologies. We must reevaluate the systems we have obeyed for so long, recognize their control, and create new systems that address the problems we have ignored. There is no guarantee of how this new world will look, and no telling how much work it will take to create it. But the good news is, people have already begun.